Oh, good morning. What's happening?
All right, so we got Chef Ali.
Ali, what's going on?
We got quite a few people this morning. Let's see.
All right.
All right.
Let me go get something to dab my head. I'm sweating a little bit.
Okay. Cook with Danny. We have, let's see, Nurse Muse. The Max. Good afternoon, Chef. Hope you and your family are maintained and you maintain your sanity through these times.
Yeah. That's Chef Max? Is that
Yeah.
Chef Max?
It says The Max.
Oh, The Max.
The Max.
Okay.
The Max.
The Max.
Okay.
What's happening?
We have Chef Biso Kaz. Okay.
Chef, what's happening?
We have Common Threads.
Common Threads.
We have Skylar Hughes. I Create Beauty.
I Create Beauty.
Nandi. Tammy Brown. Only one said, y'all whispering is funny. Yeah, we have to whisper a little bit sometimes.
Man, I put something in that this morning.
The Max said, is this recipe in your book?
Which you know what?
The
we
Max.
We finna start with that crap.
Yeah, we started with that this morning.
But as a matter of fact, it is.
Your sister-in-law. There you go.
Eating well to win.
Uh-oh. Paige.
We already on there. Page 58. I had to check to make sure. Page 58. This is what we're making today. Check the plate.
All right. It's also pinned at the bottom.
And it's pinned at the bottom. Listen, let me tell you something about Stacey Ingram. She getting her skills together, y'all.
Getting them together. Your sister-in-law, Sean. So
she learning how to pin and everything.
That's right.
You see, I got on my nice little shirt for everybody today. You know, no t-shirt, little Sunday best. You know.
Yeah. Annette Walker says she likes this recipe.
All right.
All right. We got Corporate Visionaire on.
What's happening?
Cousin Chanel is on here.
Chanel
Pierre. Okay.
All right.
See. Oh, we got a lot of people on here.
I made something else. We're going to have to talk about that.
Right. Aqua Catch. Good morning from St. Louis.
What's up, St. Louis? In the house.
Okay, let's see. Everything looks good.
Thank you.
13 Shy says, let me get my notebook and pen.
Get it. Get it.
Miss Kizzy's
But you know
on.
what? You wouldn't have to get a pad and a notepad if you had that book.
Yeah.
So if you're going to write something on that pad, write down Amazon Eating Well to Win. Write that down.
Oh, Fern is on.
Oh,
Fern
big
is
money.
on.
Fern is my ace from way back in middle school when we was in math class together. Both of us falling asleep in algebra class. She went on to pass, and I had to go to summer school. Yeah, I had to go to summer school. But I tell you one thing, we was the freshest ones in class.
Okay.
Fresh.
Speaking of fresh, Lisa Joseph said that shirt though.
Talk to me. Talk to me.
And Minnie Manito says, is that a brunch beverage?
It is. Let me talk to you about my brunch beverage this morning. What we have here, because we're doing
of it.
okay, because you see the sugar around the rim, right? And this is the vanilla sugar that Evan made on yesterday.
All right, Evan.
So anyways, what we did here, I took some blueberries, a little bit of sugar, a little champagne, put it in the blender, made like my own little puree out of it, right? Poured that in the bottom of the glass, hit it with some tequila, and then I poured champagne on top of it. Then I hit it with a little lime, little sugar rim, and voila.
Voila.
Shangri-La, blueberry, tequila, mimosa, Bellini is what I call that.
Shangri-La.
Shangri-La.
Okay. Chef Mike the Great said those glasses though.
Thank you. Thank you. And let me say something else about the glasses. Listen, y'all, we went on live. I went on live about 5 o'clock this morning, my time. And I might be exaggerating. It was closer to 5:30. But anyways, This is not tape going across. Come on in here. Let's let the people see what's happening here. This is not tape going across here. See that? It goes all the way around. Okay? So now you know. It's all encompassed into the eyeglass. You can back up off of it a little bit. Back up. There you go. All right. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So, you know, it's all in there together. But listen, let's go ahead and start the show. Okay? First of all, thank you all so very much for joining me on this live on Sunday. As we always say, you know, thank you so much for taking the time out. I know a lot of you have already gone to virtual church and done your thing. But now it's time to just relax. So hopefully, you know, you pull up and you get yourself a nice little something. Okay, it's 9 o'clock here. It's kind of early to be drinking, but I'm doing it for you, right? And, you know, while you out there at 12 o'clock or whatever time zone you in, pull up and get yourself a little something, okay? A little wine or whatever it is that you feel like drinking. And you know we normally start out with a toast. So we're going to go ahead and toast. First thing I want to do is toast. My sister-in-law sent me this morning, and I'm going to go ahead and read this off. This is from her, from one of her coaches in college. No, and it says
middle school.
Oh, excuse me, from middle school. What it says is, well, we're almost to the end of another week of quarantine. So many things to be grateful for, which helped me get through. Family, cats, friends, Zoom live cooking classes from Chef RLI, reading, NFL draft, and my piano. She wrote a little music today and played some familiar tunes using the orchestra mode. But more so than that, she said that what we do here helps her get through the quarantine. So today, I want to give a shout out, and yeah, I'm scrolling through here. I want to give a shout out to my sister-in-law's coach, Coach Wasson, Wasson. Shout out to you this morning.
That's Aqua Catch on, she's on here.
Oh, okay. She's on there.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. Then I also want to give a shout out to Mayor Keisha Bottoms. Am I right, Stacey?
Yes.
Okay, because I kind of screwed that up and I said Stacey Abrams yesterday when I was trying to make my point, but that crown hadn't got into my bloodstream and kind of mixed me up a little bit. So Keisha Bottoms, I want to say kudos to you over there in Atlanta. Who else do I want to toast today? I just want to toast God. Let's give a shout out to God this morning. Whether you call him Yahweh, whether you say whatever it is that you say, or whether you say God, Jesus, a higher power, whatever you say, let's give a shout out to God this morning. You know, because without him or without that special being waking us up this morning, we would not be here right now. I wouldn't be here with you. You wouldn't be here with me. And every day that you wake up is time to hit that reset button. Whatever happened yesterday, leave it back there. Leave it where it is. Start fresh today. So today we're going to hit that reset button. We're going to thank God for giving us life, putting breath in our lungs, oxygen in our blood this morning, and blessing everybody with life, love, and liberty. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God. Thank you, Yahweh. Thank you, everybody. So hold up your glass. Here we are. Get a little water if you got it, a little milk if it's too early for you to be drinking, some orange juice, whatever you got going on, and let's give a toast. So here it is.
Amen.
Amen. We ain't going to drink too much of this because, boy, look here. I might go to dancing in here because this thing is mighty strong.
Uh-oh.
So today we're making turkey tacos, and we are actually going to be using romaine lettuce as our shells for the tacos today. All right. Now, if you want to switch this around and you want to go vegan with it, that's all, not vegan, but you want to go vegetarian with it, you can definitely do that. And instead of using the turkey meat that we're going to use, you can use mushrooms. Okay. You can use portobello mushrooms in there if that's what you choose to do. But let's go ahead and go over our ingredients before we get started. So over here, we got our Shangri-La, but we already talked about that. We got some cilantro, okay? We got our romaine lettuce. We have avocados. We got lime, right? Then we over here with our salt and pepper. We got diced red onion, smoked paprika, red pepper flake. We got cumin. We got what is that, Creole seasoning, a little chicken broth. We got some diced garlic. We got some taco sauce. We got honey. We got tequila. We got sliced onions, jalapeno peppers, some more jalapenos. These will be for our garnish, right? And then we got something here that I'm going to talk about. We got some cherry tomatoes. We got some cheese here. And then we got our turkey meat. But let me just take a minute and talk to you about these right here. We talked about this a little bit earlier this morning. These are smoked sun-dried tomatoes right here. An amazing product. I take and I use these things in my grits. I use them in my guacamole. We're going to use them today inside of the avocado salad that we're going to do. I may even go ahead and get funky and throw it in there with the taco meat as well. But it is an awesome, awesome product to use. Okay? So there we go. Dwayne, who do we have? Do we have somebody here?
Dwayne said you clean on this Sunday.
My man, you know what it is. Okay? Right. So, who we got? Who we got coming in?
We have, let me go back.
Come on, talk to me.
Let's see. We have Common Threads.
Common Threads.
Can you request to come on again?
Come on in, Common Threads. But while they coming in, we're going to go ahead and start. Okay? So the first thing you want to do.
Oh, question, Chef.
Yeah.
Where can you find smoked sun-dried tomatoes?
Okay, you should be able to find the smoked sun-dried tomatoes in your produce section, right? You go where the tomatoes are. It's either where the tomatoes or potatoes and onions are, right? And you look down, normally your watch me now. Your potatoes and your onions are normally in the section up top. You got to look down because that's normally where they have all of those tomatoes that are in the jar with the oil and all of that stuff. It's normally at the bottom. And then you have the sun-dried tomatoes down there. Now, you want smoked sun-dried tomatoes. Hold on one second. Let me show you this here. I got to get my...
Hey, guys. Yes.
Okay. Here it is. Right? Okay. So check me out.
So he's demonstrating.
This is it here. This is the pack. Purple represents the smoked sun-dried tomato. Okay? The green is something else. I like the smoke because it's an extra flavor that you're getting put in there. When you do your hand like that, that means that you are serious about what you're talking about. So I'm serious about these smoked sun-dried tomatoes. So this is what it is right here. So go ahead and screenshot that, okay? And there you go. That's my tip for you for the day.
Your daughter said clearly you're in the store too much.
Yeah, clearly I'm in the store too much, but that's what I do.
And we have our guest on now.
Awesome. Linda.
Good morning, Chef.
Yes, she is. Talk to me. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you. I'm so glad to be spending Sunday morning with you. And hi, Stacy.
Hi.
Yes, yes. So, Linda, talk to us a little bit. Tell us something about Common Threads.
Well, Richard, you've been working with us for like 11 years. You know everything about Common Threads.
Yeah, I do know everything about Common Threads. Common Threads is an organization that is near and dear to my heart. We started, like Linda said, about 11 years ago. And the reason I love it is because Common Threads goes in and they find these food deserts in our community. And they show the youth how to produce their own product, how to eat healthier, how to have a healthier mindset, how to exercise, and just to be healthy overall. Because what we understand is that if you give it to the children go back into that household and then regurgitate all of that information that they have gathered. And yeah, I said regurgitate, so what? But you know what I'm talking about, right? So they give all of that information to their parents, and then it filters throughout the whole family. Am I right, Linda?
You are right, always.
Good. So now, before we get started, Linda, let me go ahead and start cooking a little bit, okay?
Sounds good.
All right. So we got our heat here. We got it on medium high, right? Take a little bit of olive oil, and you go ahead and you put that into your pan, okay? Just like so. All right? And you want to go ahead and let that heat up. Then the next step that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take our onions and put our onions in. And while I'm doing that, Linda, go ahead and talk to us a little bit more about Common Threads, if you don't mind.
Sure. Well, we started about over 15 years ago. We're celebrating our year anniversary this year. And the organization, the idea for the organization actually came out of 9/11. Art Smith and his partner, Jesus Salguero. At the time, Art was working for Oprah Winfrey.
Okay, Art Smith.
Yeah, and they went to go cook for families that had lost someone after 9/11 and just saw how families had stopped living. And there was such power in bringing families together in the kitchen, cooking, and at the table.
Right.
So, and 9/11 affected everyone, right? Like, regardless of race, religion, socioeconomic status. And so that's how the idea was born. So 15 years later, we have programs running in Chicago, Miami, DC, Los Angeles, Pittsburgh, Erie, Pennsylvania, and then throughout Texas, Austin, El Paso, San Antonio, Dallas, Fort Worth, and Houston. So we have programs, after-school cooking programs where kiddos learn how to make healthy, affordable meals that are culturally relevant. They travel on an imaginary airplane to a different country and learn about the etiquette and cultural traditions of that particular country. We have in-school programs from pre-K all the way to 8th grade where kids have healthy, affordable snacks, and it's all, aligned to state standards, really trying to make it easy for teachers. We teach teachers how to really be champions for health. They get continuing education. And you as an educator, right? I feel like you can really talk to the importance of and learning how to cook and how important that hands-on piece is for kids.
Oh, definitely, definitely. And the great thing about it is, as I go ahead and I'm getting ready to add this turkey meat to our onions now, right? So what we're doing at this point is we are building flavors. But to your point, Linda, we've worked together in Miami, we've worked together in Chicago, and now that I'm living here in LA, I am also hoping to work with Common Threads here as well. And it is such an important organization because of what it does in the community and how it brings awareness about healthy eating, no matter what your economic status is. Letting everybody know that it is not rocket science to eat healthier.
And Richard, one of those at one meal that we had over dinner with Soleil, Nikosi, Lindsay, do you remember we all were talking about your experience as a special education teacher? And do you want to talk a little bit about that? Because I feel like so many...
Say that again for me.
She said that your experience as a special education teacher, can you talk a little bit about that?
Oh, of course. When I first moved back to Miami from Atlanta, the first job that I had was at Southgate Adult Education Center, and my class was actually held at a homeless shelter called the Hack. That was founded by an amazing gentleman by the name of Albert Chapman, right? And in that classroom, I had the homeless clientele, and I had students that were bussed in from various schools that were, had behavioral disorders and things like that. And I've always been of the mindset that the title ADHD and IEPs and all of these titles and names and letters that they give our children were just that. And my job was to make sure that they were not identified by those tags. And cooking helped me to do that, because it not only gave the children and those people at the HAC, the homeless shelter, the confidence to know that they can do better and that they had the power to change their lives, but it also, through what I showed these children and what I showed the residents, it also gave the people that watched them cook and watched them perform a new perspective on the students and on the homeless people as well. And then as I went on to teach at Miami Northwestern, I did the same exact thing there as well. And it is very, very important to let the students and let the population know that just because you have some type of a tag, that tag does not make you. You make yourself what you're supposed to be. And right quick, if you come on in camera, take a look here. I want you guys to take a look at the bottom of the pan here. You see that, right? From our past cooking experiences, you already know that that's called what? The fond, F-O-N-D. Now I want to show you this. Come on in, camera, right? So now, as I put the meat over that, and you know the fond, that's where all of the flavor is, right? Watch what happens here as I scrape. Look at that. Look how it comes up, right? As that's coming up, what is it doing? That flavor is going right back inside of that meat. And that's exactly what we want to do. Now, while that's cooking, what we're going to do is continue to chop it up. We're going to add in a little bit of S&P, salt and pepper, right? We're going to hit it with a little bit of our smoked paprika, right? Okay. We're going to hit it with a little bit of we're going to turn our stove down a little bit. We're going to hit it with a little bit of our red pepper flake. We're coming in with some cumin. You got to have cumin when you're talking tacos. You know what I'm talking about. And we're going to also hit it with a little bit of Creole seasoning. We're coming in with some garlic. You know we love that garlic. So we're going to hit it with garlic. And what happens is, a lot of times when you're cooking turkey meat, right, it gets a little dry, okay? And what you want to do is you want to wet up all of that powdered spices that you have in there, because you want it to bloom. You want it to bloom. You want those flavors to come out. So what's going to help us out a little bit and also help us with the deglazing process, instead of using water, let's use a little chicken broth, right? So we'll add that in.
You said they can almost smell it.
I'm trying to tell you right now, right? So we add that in, we turn our fire up just a little bit more, and that's going to also help us to deglaze. Come on in, camera. Check me out. Look right here on the corner. You see this? Now look how that juice is coming over there. You see that? The juice is actively coming over to help you deglaze, right? It's doing all the work for you. Look at that. You see it moving, right? Now you come in with your spoon or your spatula and watch this here. Look at that. Calgon, take me away. Look at that. You see it, right? And now you can mix your meat all together. So Linda, how has this pandemic affected our common threads? How has it affected the organization?
Well, I think, we talk all the time about how we bring, nutrition cooking into the schools and into community-based organizations, but we also bring a lot of food, right? We are bringing healthy fruits and vegetables and snacks in for our in-school program. We're providing dinner for kids. We're not just feeding kids, but we're teaching them how to cook for themselves. And a lot of those kids rely upon our program for dinner, and they bring it home for their families too.
Yes.
We did not want to sit on the sidelines because we knew that so many of our kids and families needed us. We have never done food distribution, and we have found ourselves doing it, learning every day how to do it better. But we started off, we rallied a few chefs in Miami first, and we provided breakfast, lunch, snacks, and dinner along with our curriculum to 3 different school sites that were being run by the YMCA. And then after that, we started feeding families in Havana in partnership with our dear friend Michelle Bernstein at Cafe.
Yes. Shout out to Chef Michelle Bernstein, a wonderful woman.
And then after that, we also partnered with Gail Nelson's team at Big Brothers Big Sisters in Miami. I love him too. He's great. Yes. And so, and then what we did is we just created a partnership with Top Box in Chicago, where we've combined, it's actually being funded by Nielsen Massey Vanilla, as well as Mariano's Grocery Store and Cisco. And providing boxes filled with 7 ingredients for 7 breakfasts, 7 lunches, 7 dinners and snacks, shelf-stable ingredients as well as fresh ingredients with the curriculum, and several different chefs are coming in, and they're also making like prepared meals. It's really about giving people the dignity of choice.
Yes.
And also ensuring that they don't have to go get grab and go meals every single day, right? And some of those are going to families on the south side of Chicago, and then some are actually going to food insecure outpatients at Rush Hospital and healthcare workers at Illinois Masonic. And we're about to replicate that program in partnership with Florida Blue. My daughter's telling me to talk faster and that I'm rambling, so
Awesome.
So
yes, I'm so happy that you're expanding and you're doing so much with this with the organization during the pandemic, because it's just so hard sometimes when things come about that you're not expecting to switch into a whole nother mode once you already have a plan in place. So I think that it's just so important that Common Threads continues to do what it does. And you have so many great people in the organization that think out of the box to be able to keep you moving and doing what you need to do. I think that that's amazing. Check this out. So now we have somebody get that phone and turn it off for me, please. You know, we live right here. So we in the house, the phone is ringing. So it is what it is. So what we're doing, we're taking our limes and we're rolling them, right? You already know what that does. That helps to get the juices flowing, right? So we got the juices flowing. And what we're doing now is we're actually going to make the dressing for our salad. So we go ahead and we slice our limes just like so, okay? Right in half. And we don't need a whole bunch of them here. And then, you know, our grandmothers and, you know, they used to squeeze it, but we're going to get a little fancy today. I got a little gadget. If you can find one of these, go ahead and pick it up. It helps you to squeeze all of your juice out. We see that, right? And then, bam, you put them right over there in the side. We're going to do that a couple of more times, just like this, right? And so we're going to use about 2 to 3 limes in our dressing, okay? So basically what this is, it's almost like a margarita, this dressing that we're doing today, okay? We got lime in there, and then we're going to add a little honey in there as well.
Dawn said that gadget is saving grace.
Yeah, it's a saving grace. I'm trying to tell you. We're going to hit it one more time. We're going to hit one more line.
I've never seen the one green and yellow before. I only have a green one.
Well, you know, Linda, you know me. I'm a little extra, right? So as soon as I saw green and yellow, I said I got to have that because I've never seen that before, you know? So boom, we got that in. So now you're done. You got your lime juice in here, no seeds at all, right? Put our gadget to the side. Now we'll come in with a little bit of our tequila. And I got it in here so it looks real nice, you know, look like I know what I'm doing. And you already know what we got to do when we start adding. You got to get your stance right.
Let me back up.
All right, back on up so you can catch me. And we go ahead and we add our tequila in there.
I'm ready.
Oh, my goodness, look at that. But now, what if you don't want tequila in there? You know what you do? Put it to the side and you don't use it, okay? So you don't have to have that, but it is good. Now we're going to add in a little bit of our honey. And the thing I like about honey is it goes so slow, so it's so sexy, right? Take a look at that. Okay, so we got our honey in there, right? That reminds me of that Ohio Players album cover. You know what I'm talking about, Stacey, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Got our honey in there.
Showing your age.
It's okay. I'm
Album
50.
covers.
It's no problem. Then we're going to hit it with a little bit of Creole seasoning. We're going to go back in with a little bit of cumin, okay? And because we want a little heat, we're going to hit it with a little bit of this here too. That's our red pepper flake, right? Then we'll come in with our whisk. Come on in, camera. And we're going to whisk it around, okay? Nice little whisk, just like so. And our salad dressing is done, just like that. But what do we have to do? We have to make sure that we taste it, okay? Got to go through and taste, just like you saw me taste the ground turkey. Let's taste that. Yes, indeed.
Angel said everybody don't know about those Ohio Players.
Yeah, everybody don't know about that, but it's all good because you know now. So here we go. We got this done. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and put that over to the side, right? And then we'll move over and we'll start to create our salad now. So the first thing we do, take our tomatoes right in the bowl, okay? Now, if you don't have cherry tomatoes, you can use regular tomatoes if you want. It doesn't matter at all. It's not rocket science, right? So we got that. Next, we'll go in. I put this here for the meantime, because I want to show you about cutting this this avocado, okay? Take your avocado. You start here. Take this stem out. Start here. Come in. Come on around just like this, right? And you crack him open. Oh my goodness, look at that, right? Now you take your knife, hit it one time, turn, seed comes out.
Beautiful.
You see that? Here, come on in, camera. We're going to do it again.
Yes. Let's
Boom. Hit it, twist, come on, pan out. Seed comes out, right? That's what we're doing. So you go ahead and pull that out, and we'll do one more. We'll do one more for those of you that need to see it again, okay? Call your friends, let them know that we cutting avocados, okay? And boom, hit it, twist, and out. All right?
Okay.
Like they say in church, turn to your neighbor and say, hit it, turn, and out. Okay?
Neighbor,
hit it, turn, and out. That's what we're talking about. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to take a spoon, right? And you go in with your spoon. Check me out now. Come on in, camera. And you come around just like this, and you scoop it right on out. Look at that. Bam. Right?
perfect.
So we'll go ahead and we'll scoop the rest of them out. Okay? So, Linda, how's everything going with your family?
Everything's good, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's healthy and safe, which is most important, right?
You doing some cooking over there?
We are doing, you know, everybody's doing some cooking. Everybody's doing their part. We've been ordering lately from some restaurants because, you know, we want to make sure we're supporting our local restaurants as well.
Amazing.
You know, everyone at Common Threads, like our larger family, is doing really well too. Everybody's healthy and safe so far. You know, New York is making us all a little nervous, so we want to send some love out to everybody there.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
The hospital systems there are definitely, it's difficult, right?
Yes.
And they're overcrowded, and yeah, so lots of prayers to all our friends in New York.
Yes, all over, you know, because it's something else. It's something else that's happening out there, you know.
And it's really, we have to be listening. Like, this is about science, right? So we want to make sure we're listening to factual information.
Exactly. We're not injecting ourselves with Lysol, you know. We're listening to the scientists, you know. So now we got our avocado cut, right? So now we'll just gently go ahead and put our avocado right inside of our bowl, okay?
That's beautiful, Richard.
And again, this isn't rocket science, people. It doesn't matter that it's not cut exactly symmetrical or whatever. You're at home right now. Nobody's not giving a crap about that stuff. You know, we just want to eat some good food. You know what I mean? So we go ahead and we add this in now. And if you notice, I normally have all of my ingredients already chopped up. And we talked about this a little bit earlier today, the word mise en place, right? Mise en place basically means ingredient, gathering up your ingredients and having all of your ingredients together. So normally I have all of my mise en place cut and already set out so that we can just dump, we can just dump and continue to cook, right? But because avocados, when you cut them and when the air hits them, it kind of oxidizes, right? Meaning that it turns them brown. So I didn't want to go ahead and cut these things. You turn on the live, and the next thing you know, I got some black avocados sitting up here, and then you talking about me like a bald head stepchild, even though I'm bald head, but you know what I mean.
Oh my goodness.
So I went on ahead and I wanted to do that and show you how that worked. So now we got this in here. Let's go ahead and get some of our cilantro, and we just gonna rip it off, just like that, right? Rip it off, and we're gonna tear it, okay? Tear it, and just put it right in there. And I mean, when I tell you it smells so good and fresh right now, right? So we put that in. Then we got our sliced onions. And we're going to put our sliced onions in there. And this is a very, very thin slice is what I did. And the reason I like them like this instead of chopped up is because it gives it character, right? And then what also happens is with the onions being cut the long way, it gives the salad some buoyancy. It helps it to stand up a little bit on the taco itself, right?
There's a question, Chef.
Come on with the question.
How do you preserve avocados for more than 24 hours once they're cut?
You said how?
Yes.
Okay, what you can do is this.
I can't do.
If you're making guacamole, right? Save the seed. Save the seed and say this is your guacamole. Save the seed. Put it right inside the guacamole, put a top over it, put plastic wrap, but make sure the plastic wrap is touching the skin of the guacamole. That will prevent it from getting brown. Now, if you want to preserve the avocado, then just use the side that doesn't have the seed in it. If you keep the seed in this portion of it, in this part, like it was here, right? That will preserve the avocado for you, okay? Now, ask me the reason, I don't know. I just know that it works because I tried it. So now we got our jalapenos, we got our onions in there. Come on, let's put a little garlic in there as well, right? We got our cilantro, we got our onions, we got our everything in there. Now, let's go ahead and add in our dressing. Check me out. You already know. We got to get our stance together. Back up, camera. Right? Got to get our stance. And then here it is. Look at that. And we're going to pour it all in there. We want flavor all the way throughout. Right? So we put that in. We hit it with a little bit of S&P. Right? And then we get our spatula. Okay? And look at that.
It's so pretty, Richard.
Thank you.
We eat with our eyes. We always at Common Threads. We always talk about painting your plate with color. So
yes.
The more color, the more nutrients. Cilantro is actually an anti-anxiety, natural anti-anxiety solution, as well as it aids digestion.
Yes.
And I know you're going to use some romaine lettuce as your tortillas, and that's really great for whole heart health as well as bone health.
Oh, awesome. Thank you, Linda. Right, so now, check this out. So what you want to do is you want to get your romaine lettuce, right? Clean your knife off. And this part back here, very fibrous, right? So you want it to be in the restaurant industry when you talk about a dish, a lot of times when we talk about it, we say, you know, some dishes that's stacked up so high and so many different things going on. And we want to know, how does it eat? Does it eat well? Meaning, is it easy to eat? Is it something that somebody can pick up and just eat without worrying about things just falling all over the place or falling all over themselves, you know? So to make this dish eat well, what you do is you cut this bottom part off, just like that, right? Real nice and simple, and put it over to the side, okay? Now, do you throw it away? No, no need to throw it away, because what if you want a little Caesar salad later on, right? Now you can use these scraps for that, because what do we not do? Remember, we don't throw everything away, right? So now that you have that done, what you're going to do is you're going to take your leaf and you're going to press down. Check me out. You're pressing down and listen real closely. You hear that pop? That's what you want. What you're creating is a flat surface, right? Then you go ahead and hit it again with another one, okay? Like my man DJ Khaled said, and another one, okay? And another one.
I have a couple of questions, Chef.
Come on now, hold on, I got one more. And another one. Okay, so go ahead, ask me the question.
Okay, so Coach says, this is Sean's coach, can you give me another ingredient other than avocado?
Can I give you another ingredient other than avocado to use in this?
Mm-hmm.
Sure I can. You can use oranges in there. You can use papaya in there if you want to.
Bingo.
What else could you use? You know what else would be great in here? Get you some roasted butternut squash, right? Cut it up in cubes and roast it with some cumin and smoked paprika, right? But don't roast it too much so that it becomes mush, so that it's still solid. And you can put that in here as well. Now you got extra fiber, you got extra flavor, you got the creaminess of that butternut squash in there, and you're still getting some great vegetables in your system, right? Okay. So now, to plate this is what you do. Okay, you come in, and in the recipe, what I do is I double them up. And the reason I do is because if you put the meat in here and it's hot, what's going to happen is naturally that your lettuce is going to start to wilt a little bit, right? That's natural. That's what happens. That's why I double it up to kind of fortify it, okay? And I did use that word fortify. So here it is. That's what we do. We double them up, right? And we're going to do two of them. So that's one and then two, right? And look how it sits nice and pretty, right? Nice and pretty. It's sitting right up just like we want it to, right? So the next thing we do is we take some of our taco meat.
Okay. While you're plating that, I have another question.
Come on, what's your question?
Okay, it's Miss Hustler and Wheels.
Yes.
Wow. Do you have a substitute for honey in the dressing if we're watching sugar?
If you're watching sugar, what can you use? You can use a little coconut sugar if you want to. You can use a little agave nectar if you want to, okay? But with your agave, you want to use even less than you would your honey because it's a little bit more concentrated. Yeah, so you can use your coconut sugar. You can use agave nectar if you want to. Or what you can do is just cut down on the lime, and that will take some of the tartness out of it as well. Okay? So now we coming on in. Oh, you know what? I'm playing around. You know what I didn't add? I didn't add these smoked sun-dried tomatoes that I've been preaching about. Boom, we're going to add that right in, just like that, right? And we're going to stir it around because we want some of those juices to get on the sun-dried tomatoes to do what? It helps it bloom and get that flavor all the way throughout, right? So there we go. All right, so we got that in. Now let's get back to the tacos, right? So now we're going to go ahead.
Another question. Can you use garbanzo beans instead of the turkey meat?
Of course you can. Of course you can. Garbanzo beans will be perfect with this. You know what else would be perfect? Black beans. How about black beans and garbanzo beans all together? How about that? Let's do another one, right? How about black beans, garbanzo beans, and then the portobello mushrooms that I talked about before? You can put all of that together. Now you have a vegetable-based taco that you can use, right? So here we go. That's one taco.
Your sister-in-law said she loves that word bloom.
Yeah, I know you. That's why I keep saying it. Bloom, 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 right? So here, we got this taco. We're coming in with our next taco, okay? And again, it's not a thing where it has to be perfect. So it's okay. Come on in, camera. It's okay that you have it's okay that you have a little bit of your turkey that may come over to the side and stuff like that, right? But you don't want a whole smudge, so we go ahead and we wipe that off for presentation's sake, right? Now, check the plate. We coming in with our salad, right?
Mm-hmm. Can you use butter leaf squash? I mean, butter
leaf lettuce?
Yes.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Now look at that. Look how beautiful that is. Linda, talk to me. Look how beautiful this is.
It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Know,
oh my God, look at this.
You know, our good friend Tamron Hall always talks about how love is the religion and food is the house. And I can't think of a more beautiful recipe than this one to, you know.
Yeah. And we're going to go ahead and put some of this all the way around. We're going to decorate the whole thing today on Sunday, you know?
I love it.
Yeah. We're going to put this all the way around, just like this, right? And then we're going to hit it with some of this juice because, you know, you got to have some juice. It's not like juice, you know? So we got that around just like this. And the great thing about this juice is it's green because of the lime and because of the avocado. So you got some wonderful color in there, you know? Look at that, y'all. Okay? So we got that. Okay? Now we're going to come in with a little bit of taco sauce. Okay? You can make your own, or you could go ahead and purchase yourself a little taco sauce. Come in with that. Oh my God, look at that. Right?
So beautiful.
Yeah. Then we're going to come in with a couple of jalapenos, and we put those in.
Ooh.
Yeah, you see me, Stacy. Come on. Hit me with the ooh again.
Ooh.
Ooh. All right now.
Stop
Okay.
it.
It's Sunday. Watch out. Okay. So here we go. We got those jalapenos going around in there, right? Now we're going to hit it with a little cheese. Okay. Now, if you want to use vegan cheese, you can use vegan cheese, right? It's no big thing. This is your dish. Oh my word. Look at that. Right? And here we go.
Oh, someone told me that when you add cheese, you should always add more.
Yeah, you definitely should. You should always add more. But in this particular instance, the reason we don't like fill it up with cheese is because visually it would destroy all of the love that we put into the turkey, that we put into our into our salad. You want everybody to see all of the elements of what it is that you put together for plating purposes. Now, when you get ready to eat it, you just go ahead on and put all the cheese in there. You know what I mean? But when you're presenting it, you want it to look exactly like this. And what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead now, and I'm going to take a shot of this.
Okay. While you're taking a picture, there's another question.
Talk to me.
What about crab meat for pescatarians? Can you use crab meat?
Listen.
I think that look says it all.
You can use crab meat. You can use shrimp. You can use lobster. Whatever you want. You can take some snapper and grill it.
Ooh.
Flake it up and make your tacos out of the snapper. I know I just told you something right there. But yeah, you can do that, right? So here, this is the picture that you guys are going to see on Instagram a little bit later on. No, not from a good shirt. We're not going to do that.
No.
All right, so look, check me out. Oh my God, this is beautiful. You see me? And you see, this is how those pictures come out, because you got to spread them legs and you got to come on in and you got to take that picture. There we go. But yeah, so this is it. These are your tacos and romaine lettuce. Beautiful. Linda, I want to say this to you. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you so much for all that you do. Thank you so much to Common Threads and everybody that works with Common Threads for all that you do for our communities, all that you do for our children, trying to get them to eat healthier, trying to get them to think healthier and be healthier through physical fitness as well. Your work, you're like an unsung hero, and I really appreciate everything that this organization does. If you have the opportunity, people, go to Common Threads online and check them out. See what they're doing. See what they're doing in your city. And if they're not in your city, do what you can to bring them into your city to help your children and help your community out. Thank you, Linda, so much, and I appreciate you so much for coming in today.
No, thank you so much for having us. And I'll just, if I could, I just would love to add that the organizers of Giving Tuesday have actually moved Giving Tuesday to May 5th.
Okay.
So for everyone that's watching, I urge you to support the charities that you feel passionately about, because we all need we all need support at this point. And
yes.
If you believe in healthy eating, healthy cooking, healthy living, please go to commonthreads.org and make a donation on Giving Tuesday. Thank you so much, Richard, for having me. Stacy, thank you. Sorry for logical issues. I'm challenged in that way, but
oh,
we're all
okay.
learning.
We're all family here.
Yes.
We're all family here. But thank you so much, Linda. I appreciate you.
Thank
love you.
Bye-bye.
Love you too. Now, you all, I hope that you enjoyed today's show. It was power-packed with a lot of information. And what we're trying to do with this show, not only cook for you, show you cooking techniques, clown around a little bit, but as you see the variety of guests that we're bringing on, we want to expose you, and we not only want to expose you, but we want to expose a lot of our friends to you as well, so that you can see different things that people are doing, different organizations, all of the positiveness that's out there, because right now we're being inundated from left and right with so much negativity, so much death. They're talking about death all the time, but they're not talking about the people that are not dying. They're not talking about the recovery. They're not talking about the rebuilding, the rebirth of us as human beings. They're not talking about that. They're just telling us that we're dying. They're trying to kill our spirit. Don't let your spirit be killed. Don't let your spirit be stifled. We are not about that here. So tune in again next week. Thank you so much for tuning in on yesterday. Thank you again for today. Continue to be blessed. Continue to be prosperous. Continue to pray. Continue to contact each other. Check on somebody today. If they run across your mind, it's for a reason. It's for you to pick up that phone. Stop doing all that texting crap. Pick up the phone and let somebody hear your voice. You got FaceTime? Pick up that phone and let somebody see your face, that you love them. Tell somebody today that you love them. Let them know how much you care about them. Continue to be blessed. Thank you so much for joining us today. Pick up your copy of Eating Well to Win on Amazon. Check us out on Instagram, chefrli.com, and go to the website. Hit me on the DM for things that you need. I'll do the best that I can. If you want to contact me on email, info, I-N-F-O, at chefrli.com. All right? Peace and love. Until next time.